You know, real interesting game. I think we had 8 penalties, 3 turnovers. Looking at it, very similar game. Maybe what happened last year against them, just the absolute reverse. We had some opportunities to do things. We didn't do them. We gave them, most 3 of their 4 scoring drives were really short fields. To make life easy on them. And we got to be cleaner. We got to execute better. We made some plays here and there. Didn't make a lot of plays at other times when we needed to. We got to do that. We got to execute at a very high level. You got to make plays, and if you don't do that in the Southeastern Conference, you're not going to be successful because there's a lot of talent in this league. So, and that's us. That's the coaching staff. We have to make sure we are doing everything possible to put our guys in the best position to make plays and be successful out there on the field.
You guys are driving there, throw the pick at the 3-yard line. Looked like a good pass. Just how much of that was a turning point, you think?
I mean, a huge momentum point. We come out and just give them. We come out and do things that we don't do, and it's when I say execute for 4 quarters, we give them 2 short fields from the kicking game to score on. They get momentum. We come down, drive, and score. We come back to respond to go 14-10, and Chris throws a great pass, makes a great read, good fake, guys open. We don't make the catch, turn the ball over. And it's those little things that have to get cleaned up because you can't execute sometimes. You can't have 10 guys execute. You need 11 on every snap to get the job done.
Your defense stepped up in the second half. I think, Isaiah had like 14 yards, rushing after the big first half. Just what do you guys do at halftime to adjust? Real
pleased. We just made a couple little adjustments, and I think, as you get into it, when you are playing some younger players, it's that adjustment of practice into the game. And when you get into the speed of the game, you get that flow of the game going, you get comfortable being on the field in this situation. We're starting to perform at a higher level. I'm really pleased with the way our defense played the second half. If our defense plays the rest of the season like we did in the second half, we're gonna finish with a pretty good year.
What was the inability in the running game a product of just getting down early, or is that just not?
Well, I think we were down early, and we were trying to, we're trying to, against the real quality defenses like these guys have. We're starting some field from drives inside our own 20-yard line, and you're not just going to turn and hand the ball off and run it 80 yards on them, play after play, pounding them. So. We're trying to mix it up a little bit, do some of those things, and and again, in some executions. We get out there, we put our combination of our linemen out there on the field, and you can see we have some well-blocked plays, and we'll miss a back block, and it's a -3-yard game. And for us right now, we're not executing at the highest of levels to recover on. Second down and 15 is not a real good down for us, and. We got to do a better job of cleaning those things up as coaches and making sure we are executing at a very high level. And that's on me, that's on our coaching staff to make sure those guys are in a position to execute that way.
Dave, Dylan got some snaps. Was that more of a product of Chris really taking a beating and trying to give him a breather at times?
Well, we had a little series. We put Dylan out there, had a couple play series. We wanted to get him in. Chris was running the ball well, and we, gets a first down for us up the middle. And I looked a little bit shaky, and I wanted to go fast, keep some momentum going, so threw Dylan out there to let him come off the field, catch his breath, and, and the positive of that, as Dylan now has his experience, which Tyler's at the point where, he's almost healthy to play, still not 100% with his knee, it's good now that Dylan has taken a snap in a game in case we have to go that direction with injuries.
The struggles that Chris did have today, is that a lot of that a product of the O-line and some of the pressure he was facing, or just some bad decisions?
Yeah, and it wasn't. You look at in the first half, left tackle gets beat on a play, we give up a sack. Right tackle gets beat on a play, we give up a sack. Everybody else blocking well. It is that execution of all of us making sure 11 guys perform together. I think I don't have the sack stat on here right now, but we gave up way too many sacks today. Is it 4?
5 with the far.
So 5. Yeah. Oh, there it is. 5 sacks. You look at the negativeness in the game. 5 sacks, 8 penalties, 3 turnovers. We get the ball down in the red zone twice that we don't come, or on their side of the field, and really lose negative yardage play, come away with no points. We lost by 14. Those are both touchdowns. It's, you know, a tie game right there at the end, different whole ball game. So, you know, as we look at it, in the cleaning things up, the positive that I told the team is we're not far off. We're not far off. But that final step of making sure everybody executes it the whole time is a huge step. That's the hardest step for linemen to take to make sure that you're performing at that high level at all times. So, you know, I mean, we can see where we want to be, but it's a very difficult step to get there.
You guys are 0-3 now in the SEC for the first time in 5 years. Just how tough of a hole is that to climb out of first off?
Well, I mean, you got to look. I mean, we're trying to get 6 wins, get ourselves to a bowl game, and continue to build this program into the future. So, you know, I mean, we've got to find a way. Right now, we're 2-3. Find a way to get a win next week, and 3-3 at the halfway point of the season. You got to go 3-3 in the second half to finish it off.
How would you assess the O-line plays? I mean, I know you're trying to patch things together, but
Well, watch it on film. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's some good. I'm sure there's going to be some bad. And you know, when it comes down to offensive line play, the issue is you need 5 guys working together. 4 goods and 1 bad results in a negative play on the offensive line. And you know, we're going to have to watch that on film to see exactly where it is. You don't get you know, from my vantage point on the sideline, you're not always getting to see, hey, did we make the right step on this play? And, you know, did we get who came off at the right time on a combination blocks and those things.
He started changing defensive backs early, and eventually Darius Slay, most playing time, produces a touchdown.
Yeah, great. You know, I mean, it is. I think, you know, I mean, I told our coaches, we can't be nervous of playing young guys. We got to get them out there on the field and see if guys can make plays. And, you know, a bunch of guys, I thought some young guys stepped up and started to play more. You know, I mean, for us to be successful, we can't just have one group of guys play 70 plays and nobody else play. We got to roll people like everybody else does in this league, and just because they're inexperienced, we need to get them experience and get them on the field.
is it kind of a matchup thing with Slay in there, a little bigger than Broomfield, or just?
Yeah, you know, and I mean, Broomfield's got the cast and all, and Slay's played pretty well. You know, I mean, he's taken steps forward. Obviously played well today, made that big play, and you know, when a guy plays at the level of where he's, you know, equal, maybe it's really close because of experience or something. That guy deserves playing time, and we're going to get them on the field.
When you get these bad things happening with the O-line and Smith, you know, dropped a really good pass, does that kind of snowball on Chris, and maybe some of his other mistakes are just due to him trying to do too much?
Well, I don't know with Chris. I think with other guys, you know, when you do have some young players on the team, it can snowball to them because those are momentum plays. Football is such a momentum game, you know, and I think especially when you look at a lot of young players, when you know, when things are going good, they play at a real high level. You know, when something turns the other way, and we constantly trying to coach and improve these young guys, and we have to continue to do a better job of that, is getting young guys now refocused on the next play. Don't worry about what happened. Okay, take it. You know what's important from the last play? Not whether you caught or dropped the ball or you missed a block or made a block. What did they do? So I can anticipate it the next time I'm in that situation, that I can perform it at a higher level and get on to the next play. And I think for some young guys, they really feed off that emotion sometimes.
Disappointed in some special teams breakdowns when they've been pretty consistent all year long.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
Or surprised by it at all? Or?
you know, I mean, Baker's been very consistent all day, you know, and comes out at the big moment of the game and has his worst punt of the year. You know, I mean, they have very, very dynamic returners and, you know, coverage teams. I thought we did okay coverage-wise, not great. You know, okay coverage-wise, but, you know, I mean, if you look at punt return, I mean, we averaged almost a similar punt average as they did, and they have a, you know, I mean, an All-American caliber punter.